Hi guys, welcome back. Right, so this is a video all based on this comment where on the video I said to you guys, let me know what tools to purchase. I can do price comparison between them. I can test them out, give honest reviews for you guys. And this is one of the most liked comments was a stud finder, an expensive stud finder and a cheap stud finder. So here we have the Bosch Detect 120 and an Amazon special £15 stud finder. So I'll show you the two. So the Bosch one cost £270. This one actually comes with batteries that you put in. It's not a normal 12 volt one, but I've managed to fit in my 12 volt batteries that I also had for my other stuff. And this is literally just a £15 one off Amazon where you've got an auto sync. It takes two AA batteries that it didn't come with either, a little brown box. And I've set up a rig up behind me, which I'll bring you a little bit closer in a second to show you the difference between an expensive, a cheap. I've purchased them myself. I can say what I want. I'd expect the Bosch one to win, but I haven't had a go with these yet. So the rig behind me, I've set up a gas pipe, a 20mm pipe with some water in it, a stud work down the middle, live cable and a dead cable. We've got a centralized line. They are between 50 and 60mm depth back from the edge of the plasterboard, which is really the distance that these are meant to be taken at maximum other than concrete. I've also got a piece of ply, so after we've done the first initial test, I'm going to put some, I think it's 8mm ply on top of it as well, just bring the depth off a little bit to see if it will detect it. We've got our lines and central points. I'm going to be running it on the same axis for both detectors so we know it's an accurate reading, and also equally I'll bring the camera in so you can see sort of what results we're going to find. But I expect the Bosch one to win. It's £270 compared to a £15 one, but we'll give it a go. Right, so with the Bosch, you've got sort of three modes. You've got drywall, a universal mode, and then concrete depth. So obviously that'll be concrete with like rebar bits in it. So I'm just going to set it to the stud wall because this is a stud wall. I'm going to run the base on the line going across, and this should pick up the gas pipe. That's told me it's bang in the centre. I'm moving across. The next will be our water pipe. To our stud work. Through now to the live cable, which weirdly every single one has come up with the lightning bolt to say there's electricity. Bang on. Through to the dead cable. Once again, we've got a lightning bolt to the stud work. See, I don't know if you can see from there. So that's not picking up. But if you were to put it on here, on the dead cable, you can see here the lightning bolt, which is a bit strange because I'd expect to see that on the live cable itself. So first impressions, it's picked up everything it should do. Come down here. First impressions, it's picked up everything it should do, other than it's saying a lightning bolt for everything, but it's picked up the depth of maximum, which is about between 50 and 60mm in the wall. It's got everything bob on, smack bang in the middle where it should be. So we'll try the £15 one, see how that compares. Right, for the £15 stud finder, whoa, just found a stud. Anyway, turn it on, and there's a button on the side that you need to calibrate it to, which is done now. You got the different depths of ½ inch, inch and a half. So if we set it to the 1.5 inch one, we move over here. Let's hit center. You can see we're just on the edge of it. Moving across to the water pipe. That's accurate to center. And across to the stud. Across to the live cable, and I know on here it's got a little LED indication that should turn up, it says the manual. Well, it's saying there's something in the wall, but it's not saying it's live. We'll come back in a minute because there is an AC setting on this as well, and through to the dead cable. So far, accuracy, that has literally performed exactly the same as the Bosch one, which is annoying. Let me just try the AC setting on there a second. Calibrate it again. Yeah, and you got the LED indication, which you might not be able to see on the camera, which is picking up that there is a cable there in the wall. And it's very noisy. So, really, it's taken me longer to set the rig up, to do it all, to buy all the stuff than it has to test it. But so far, is there any difference? Really, no. This is nice, big screen with a nice noise. This looks like your dad's old phone, but then again, it still beeps, it still found the stud. There's a few more buttons to press to calibrate it, but the depth-wise, they perform pretty much the same. This is obviously in use for a stud wall. It would help people find rebar in metalworks, but I haven't got the facilities to test that. Equally as well, I wanted to say for this, imagine this was a ceiling on a joist above and we wanted to find spotlights or find the stud center. We could easily use both of these to find it. You can get magnets to do, but this would work as well. Next thing is I'm going to screw a bit of ply to this, give the depth a bit more and put it beyond its maximum allowance to see what will still perform. So first up with the Bosch, I've stuck a 8mm ply, I think it's 8mm piece of ply to the front. It's now beyond what it said it should do. It's now beyond the maximum depth it should be reaching at, except for concrete. I think this one goes up to 120mm in concrete when like you're sensing a rebar and whatnot. But this is now what it's saying is beyond its maximum, so we'll give it a go. So we'll turn it back on, stick it on drywall, cross our line again. And it's being accurate still. Got nothing on water. Got stud, for some reason it's saying that it's live. It's picking up the live cable. And it's picking up the dead cable. So everything except water. Let's try. Bloop, 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 bloop. This is what they used to do in Star Trek, isn't it? And then take your vital readings as you get injured anyway. Right, let's put this onto mode 1.5 inches. Let's calibrate it. Oh, hang on. So it's found the stud, well it's found the pipe, but it's saying that centre, which is way off. Somewhat found the gas, but let's see, yeah, it's saying, staying on constantly now. It's saying we found the stud. Nothing for the live cables. Yeah. So all that one didn't work as well. As far as tests go, I can't really know what more you would test it on other than the stud wall. Would I go out and spend, what did I say, would I go out and spend £215 on a Bosch Professional Detect 120 or £15 stud finder, where really the screws we're going to be putting in the wall for, you know, dot and dabbing or for stud work, for fixing stuff back? Is there going to be a bit of a difference between the screw depth with now? Yes, because the screws you won't be using will be that long. For ceiling joists, finding it equal, you know, even if you have the ceiling overboarded, but not more really than 60mm, so that should be fine. Right, so the final results are in with this. So with the plywood on top, the cheap stud finder didn't really work whatsoever. It was just giving me false readings constantly. The Bosch one worked on everything other than the water. So it's beyond its maximum depth that it said it can do. So this performed very well, this didn't, but I expected them both not to work. Between the two, if we're doing it straight off plasterboard, if we want to find ceiling joists for when we're doing downlights in a bathroom, even if it's been overboarded, I know the depth, this would easily beat the depth of what is maximum allowed, which helped me find it, which will save time on jobs. And for once, I'm going to say the £15 one compared to the £215 one, this one absolutely smashed it. The results were exactly the same, near enough to the T as the Bosch one on the original board with live cables. The only different thing is it's a bit more faffy. There's a few more buttons to press, but that doesn't really matter whatsoever. So yeah, if you're ever going to go out and buy a stud finder, if you haven't already, I'll put the link to both of these in the description. The Bosch one's very nice to look at, very nice to own, but you cannot beat the £15 one. And if this breaks, you can always buy another. We can buy another 5 of them. It wouldn't really matter. But I'll be giving this one to Adam. He can keep it in his tool bag. We'll keep this one in the van vault. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed the video. Sorry, there's not much more to show you on this, but we've sort of kept every scenario you can find in a stud wall or in a ceiling here. I've learned something, and say I've never owned one before, so it's sort of interesting for me to try out. But thank you for the comments and the likes on that video. Smash a like if you haven't already. Drop me some more stuff down below that you sort of want me to test and try out. I'm more than happy to do it over the Christmas period, which isn't ridiculously expensive. But yeah, I've put a bit of money into this video, and I hope it comes across and you've enjoyed it and you've learned something from it as well. But I'll put them both in the link in the description. Go check it out, and I'll see you on the next one.